My name is Kim Hagemann, basic blue-collar family. My dad was a union pipe fitter, stable, middle-class life. I've always been very active in the environmental. I remember growing up, we would often go to the county parks, and my dad owned 40 acres, what we called it, the woods. We spent a lot of time outdoors. The DNR had pretty much, it had a lot of strength back then in Wisconsin, and so you could tell that sometimes the DNR made decisions that were not popular with people, but for the most part, they kept the water clean enough for us to swim and play in. So I really appreciate what they did. When we first came to Iowa as a new couple, my husband and I would go to county parks and state parks. And even at that time, a lot of the beaches were closed, and it was almost ghost town-like. We heard about the water quality problem, but we heard that the EPA, that the Iowa was going to do something about it, and that's 30 years ago, and they still haven't done anything about it. Yeah. So it was kind of discouraging, and now it's still discouraging that our water isn't cleaner than it is. Mm-hmm. But I would like the Board of Supervisors to continue to move forward and at least not move backward. They could do a lot more for climate change, things like flood mitigation for residential flooding. I bring a sense of urgency for climate change, especially young people are disgusted at their government and their leaders for not doing more and say you're going to fix it. But you're never really going to fix it until you start deciding that climate change is real and that you're really going to do something about the cause of those floods and those extreme weather events. At first, we're led to believe that it would just be the coastals, the fires and the rising seas, but, we've seen a derecho like no other. We've seen stronger tornadoes, we've seen larger rains, and probably worse droughts. The weather is just becoming more extreme, and with all those extreme weather events, usually comes harm to property, and harm to property means insurance rates are going to rise. Climate change is a pocketbook issue. The other side will not connect the dots. And the 4 Mile Creek watershed is only getting worse as far as flooding. Then I know the county has done a lot, but some people had to move their houses. We know what to do about that, so let's start doing things to stop it from happening and stressing people and stressing our insurance. I do think that we can bring more focus to every contract, every dollar that Polk County spends. There's so many things that we have control of because Polk County has so much money. With money comes power, and with that should come the responsibility of making things better, more efficient, and more sustainable. I'm Kim Hagemann. I'm running for Polk County Supervisor, and I need your vote on November 5th.